Alright, welcome back YouTube. And today we are going to start off with something more interesting than I have in the last few episodes, because I have done a little bit of mining here. Why don't I go down here and show you guys my mining before I go ahead and do anything else. I did make a diamond pickaxe because I used all of my iron pickaxe and I figured, well, I already had some diamonds, so let's do it anyway. And I got down here and I went all the way down to bedrock and I came up to Y12, I think. Oh, this is Y6. That's where I started. And basically I vein mined an entire area here, and there's a pool of liquid poison up there. Liquid poison is a purple looking liquid, and you know, you get poisoned and you get hungry and it's really bad. Anyway, I mined and I found that liquid poison, the little lava pool, and then there was some diamonds and some other junk over here. Mined all that stuff, and then I did another vein mine and I found that lava pool there, and I took some for, actually, in fact, I might actually need a little bit more. So let's take a little bit more lava. Does that? Yeah, it's empty now. Alright. So now I got some lava. Love my lava. And then I heard some zombies dying, so I started digging up here, and I ended up finding a zombie spawner, and they were dying on a aluminum oreberry bush. It's kind of interesting. As you can hear, there's still some zombies strolling around down here. And this is already opened up into this water pool here, and I found some more lava right here. And there was a flowing water right there, so I figured, hey, I need some obsidian, and I got the diamond pickaxe, so why don't I just flood this lava area? And I mined it, and I kept mining down, and I think this is like the last chunk here. I don't know if there's any left. Oh, there's some left. Okay, never mind. I was gonna mine that, but never mind. Alright, so that's that, and let's head back up to the house, because I have some actual stuff to do today. I don't want to be fidgeting around with nothing. In the chests in the dungeon, I found another infinity orb, and I took the crystallized soul essence so I can use it. Lots of ore. I found lots of ore, like you can see. Okay, so I'm gonna explain some of this ore. Peridot is an ore that you can use for either tools, or you can use it to make the staff topper, no, staff pole, to go into the biomes of plenty dimension. It's kind of, I almost feel like it's a waste of time to make this, because you need the topper, which requires a nether star. So, like I said, it's kind of a waste of time. Though if you do go there, you get very, very strong gems, which can be used for armor and tools. And they are amethyst. Amethyst, I think it was. Pretty sure it's amethyst. Yeah. Okay, there it is. Amethyst ore. You mine it and you get amethyst. This looks like ambrosium from the Aether mod. It's a very, very strong armor and weapons, and a very high durability. So it might be worth it, but at that point, like if you have another star, you should already have some pretty decent armor and weapons, like enchanted stuff and whatnot. I don't usually fight the Wither until I have like some pretty medium tier gear. So we got Quantum Dust from Quantum Craft. There's some pretty cool things you can do with Quantum Craft. I haven't messed around with it, but I've watched a couple of videos on it and took a look at the page there. it can get pretty in depth, and so it's kind of interesting. The ore itself is it's got like a GIF. It's kind of cool. The little splitting one and pulsating, blinking one, and yeah, it's just interesting. Here's the computer and some goggles. What else did I find down there? More iridium ore. That's really useful. It's for all of the high-tech stuff in Gregtech and IC2. It's really rare. Basically, you need to make the ingots, and then you need to make plates, which you need 2 ingots for, unless you have a plate. By that time, you should have a plate bender, so you're not allowed to make the forge hammer because Gregtech disables the forge hammer. Where is the plate? There it is. So you take 1 and you get a plate. Then you can use the lathe to make iridium rods. And the plates are used for gears, alloys, and like everything. It's really in depth. There's not much I can do with it right now because it's like far almost end game kind of material. It's like mid to end game kind of material. And then I found what else did I find down here? Diamonds, dark iron. Dark iron's useful. You use dark iron to make ingots, and then you use the ingots to make where are they? Not any of that junk. I'm not sure how to use half of that stuff. These things, wrath lamps. Wrath lamps, they you can hang them up high. You can, do whatever with them. Basically, if I were to hang a wrath lamp like right there, or like hovering above in the sky around here somewhere, it would light up like all of this area, like a huge radius. You'll also notice that I have expanded my reed farm, and I collected 5 more ender lily seeds from the dungeon down there. So I have more ender lilies growing. Really good for the production of my ender pearls. I built a little cage for the cow spawner that I'm going to make. I did carve out the mountain. I didn't want to leave a little overlap. I don't like how that looks when you do that. I do want ink though. Come here, give me the ink. Give me that ink. I love the ink. Alright, so I made a little area here for my nether portal, which I want to go to the nether sometime soon. But first, let's make this spawner. I want to make my Oculus and show you guys the talent tree for Ars Magica. I want to get a head start on that because you really need to cast lots and lots of spells to level up. So if I can get at least 1 spell going, then I can do my thing. So I want to make a Oculus, which is this. It requires stone bricks, glass, coal, and a blue topaz. So I have coal. I believe it said 2 coal. I found some blue topaz downstairs while I was mining, which is used for not only Ars Magica crafting like this, but it's also used for Ars Magica's magic scrolls and spells and whatnot. So you require it as a material for a lot of the Ars Magica stuff. I'm also going to take my chimerite. I'm not too sure how to pronounce that, so I'm sorry if I have completely obliterated it. I did make stone, so I'll take 4 and make it into bricks, and there's my bricks. So If I hover over the recipe and I shift click the question mark here, everything that I had, as long as I had it in my inventory, will automatically go into the crafting grid and the pattern I need, so I don't need to go around and mess with it. So here's my Oculus. I'm obviously going to need to make a bigger room for this because there's a lot of multi-block structures that go with this, and this little tiny room here won't be able to handle it. So this is the tree. As you can see, you start out with 3 blue points, and if I look in here, I have 2 infinity orbs that are of blue color. If I right click them, I eat them, and it says down in the lower left, you gained a blue skill point. So now I have 5 blue skill points right off the start, which is really handy. I'm going to take mana regen, and then I'm going to take projectile, physical damage, and self regeneration. So basically what these trees are is you get your offense, defense, utility, and talents. Talents are kind of like passive boosts. Since I got mana regen 1, my mana will regen a little tiny bit faster for me. There's a few other things. I don't know what this color is. I haven't really messed around with the tree too much because I haven't gotten too far. I kind of want it to play through and not know everything like off the top of my head. I don't know why that's disabled via config, but it shouldn't be, but it is. It's probably by default disabled in the config. The utility is for things like growing seeds, seeing in the dark, you know, potion effects where you get bonuses, like you get your strength and whatnot. Defensive is healing, regens. I think you can, there's feather falling, leaping, where you can jump higher, and shields and barriers, swim speeds, and speed increasing. There's all sorts of defensive stuff in here. It's kind of nifty. For the most part, I think I might be going along the defensive, and I'll take a couple in the offensive tree to allow me to have a projectile attack of some sort. But anyway, that's that. Now if I look into my arcane compendium here, under components, yeah, I now have regeneration. So for regeneration, it requires me to use a golden apple and a blue ruin. So every time I add regeneration to a spell, I have to use a golden apple and a blue ruin to craft the spell. Physical damage requires an iron sword and a red ruin. And then there's, let's see, shapes, which is the projectile that I learned, and touch, or no, self that I learned. Self will always use Laser Focuses, and Vintium Dust. So if I ever want a self spell, I'm always going to require those 3 components to add to it. And then if I add self rejuvenation, which is which is what my first spell will be, I'm going to have to add an apple, golden apple, and a blue ruin to that. So the only thing I'm missing for that is the because the laser mana or laser focus is pretty easy. I think it's a gold ingot surrounding a piece of glass. Let's see what it is. Golden nugget, yeah, golden. Not ingots, nuggets. Sorry. And there's glass. Yeah. So that's the laser mana focus. Should be able to make that pretty easily. The only problem with the spell crafting is that I require a massive multi-block structure called the crafting altar. And the crafting altar requires you to have some pretty pretty large amount of room. I think it's a 5 by 5 by 5. Yeah, you need a 5 by 5 by 5 room. Obviously I wouldn't stick it in a 5 by 5 by 5 room. I also need a essence altar and a light nexus. The light nexuses require blocks of quartz, and I like to usually put blocks of diamonds on the top, but you can use glass and other cheap things. But gold or diamond is usually the best. As it says in here, you require no items or souls as sacrifice, but it constantly generates passively over time. It's pretty slow or steady trickle, but it's not that bad. You just have to build it early so that way you can continue to gather energy while you're doing other stuff. The capstones are these 4 blocks at the top. You need glass, gold, and at the start you can upgrade it with gold or diamonds to be the most powerful. By more powerful, it means it will generate energy faster. So I usually like to have 2 or 3 light nexuses, and then I like to have 1 essence nexus. So I need a fairly large room, and I don't like to have the blocks touching the roof, so 2 more blocks. So I need like a 10, 15, maybe a 20 by 20, no, 20 by 10 by 8 or 9 room just for Ars Magica, and that's not including the other multi-block structures and yada yada. So yeah, quite a lot of stuff ahead of us for Ars Magica, but that is the basic start, which I am happy to have gotten started in, although I'm still not able to craft a spell because it requires that giant multi-block structure, which I don't have any resources to make. Alright, so next up we have, I want to go to the nether. I mined a ton of obsidian, so let's make a nether portal. I require 10 obsidian, I think, to make the portal. 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top, and 4 on each side. So, no, 3 on each side, so that's 6, 4, 10. Yes. 10 obsidian, and what did I want to make with obsidian yesterday? Oh yeah, soul cage. Soul cage. I want to get my cow spawner up and going. Where did I put that thing? There's the cow. I need one of these. And if I press U on it, I can see that I need 4 iron ingots and I can make the cage. I don't know. I'm assuming that he meant that you were supposed to craft this in order to get souls with the sword, but that was never implemented, and you just need the essence to get the soul shard. I'm pretty sure that you're meant to craft this first, and then use the sword with this in your inventory in order to get the soul. But that hasn't been implemented yet, so you just require this at the moment. So I want it 4 more obsidian and 4 iron. So the great thing, I don't know if this is meant to be how it works, but this is how it seems to work. If you place, I'll go over here and show it, because you'll see what I mean in a second here. If I go over here and I place my cow spawner, and then I use my soul shard, it is now a cow spawner, but it didn't actually consume my soul shard. It didn't put the shard inside the spawner. So now I'm creating cows practically for free. So there's my food, and also leather. And now I have an extra soul shard. However, if I ever want to create another spawner, I require another essence. I need 2 essences, one for the mob and one for the spawner itself. So there's that. That's done. And I have a flint and steel, I believe, in my, yes, because I made that back in episode 2 or 3 or whatever. I also forgot to mention that buckets are quite a bit more expensive now because you need iron plates. This is only to carry lava, though. You can make wooden buckets to carry water if you want to. I believe they look like Christmas buckets at the moment, but see? They're just regular wooden buckets. Forestry gives them to you, and you can use the blocks of any colored wood pretty much. Yeah, I don't know why they've split it up and didn't just make it cycle like everything else, but you can make a Christmas bucket, which is just a regular wooden bucket, and you can carry anything that's not lava. I think I don't see any lava in here, so pretty sure you cannot carry lava in here, but you can carry everything else. Which also reminds me, I do want to create a few of these wooden buckets. Let's see. 3 and 4. Alright, this many bucket should be fine. Ooh, they don't stack. That's not very nice. Oh well, they won't be stacking anyway once I get down here. I did find something else while I was mining. A very useful thing that I kind of like having. I think it was up this way. Was it? No, it wasn't that way. It was up this way towards my spawner. If I can jump properly. I also apologize. I think I already apologized for this, but my keyboard clicking, something I can't really help because it's a mechanical keyboard. It's quite a bit silent, more silent than some mechanical keyboards, but it's still not very like very silent. So you can hear me clicking, but you know, I can't really do much about that. I'm a very hard key presser. So this is a hot spring that I found underground. It's very awesome. It gives you regeneration over time, which is really cool to have. And that was a very big vein of iron. How much iron did I get? It wasn't very much. It looked like a lot more. Am I missing some? Well, whatever. So I want to take up all of this spring water so I can bring it upstairs. I can use this for, you know, healing pools and all sorts of cool things. So there's only 3 blocks left there and 5 blocks below. But now I have a ton of healing water. I can also use this water in case of an emergency, you know? Like I fell down a hole and I took a lot of damage and I'm almost dead and there's mobs all over the place. Now I can survive. Oh yeah, I found another division sigil in the mob chest in that spawner. That's cool. Got quite a bit of iron now. I'm not quite ready to smelt it because what I actually need is I should have planted these a long time ago, but I almost completely forgot about them. I don't know where I want to plant them either. Let's see. How about over here in the gravel? Over here. I like to plant these trees 3 blocks away from each other. So that way the leaves have a chance to grow their own set, and then like a couple extra blocks that they usually grow around them. So I only lose a little bit, but I save space, you know. So that's how I do it for that. I want to go to the Nether, but unfortunately, pretty sure I will get owned. There's my Nether portal. It's flint and steel, and well, whatever. Let's head in, generate the Nether a little bit. Who knows? One thing that I like about entering the Nether is that the fact that I can use the bat form now. Because I've now entered the Nether, I can now be a bat. And now I have pretty much creative flying, which is, you know, awesome. Though why am I withered? What withered me? Did the soul sand wither me? Pretty sure the soul sand is withering me. I'm gonna die, yeah. Alright, well that was interesting. Maybe bats get withered in the Nether. I never had that problem before. The cows. Let's grab all my stuff back. I made a pickaxe because I had to break my tombstone, and pretty sure, yeah, didn't leave my pickaxe out. Alright, well, I have no idea what was withering me over here. Wither wart. Oh. Oh. Okay. Alright. That's interesting. I've never seen that before. I don't know what it's used for either. Alright, so now that I have flying and I'm in the Nether, you know, that's really awesome and all. But I have no need to be in here right now. I guess I could use some quartz. I could use some glowstone too, actually. Alright, I'm gonna grab some glowstone before I leave. Yes, I can shift vein mine glowstone. Very handy indeed. Now I gotta find out where all of my glowstone went, though. But I'll watch out for these flowers. These flowers light you on fire. Kind of annoying. Is that it? Alright, so, If you can see that ore there, that is sunstone. That is the best ore you can get for your machine in, there's Magica, your crafting machine. And as you can see, it only spawns in lava, or which it would seem it only spawns in lava. I haven't found it outside of lava, so... And I think there are a couple of mobs that make you immune to fire damage. One of them is the blaze. But the blaze is kind of annoying because they have the, there's a fire effect around them. If you've ever seen the fire effect, which kind of makes them, oh, wow, that was kind of stupid. Which kind of makes them annoying to mine with because you can't see anything because you have the fire effect all around your face. And then there's one other mob that I can use that allows me to fly, and I believe that is the Carmite Ghast from the Twilight Forest. Where did I put my portal? That's not good. Alright, as you can see over here, there is a beehive, and these things are kind of annoying. I haven't really messed around with the bees themselves, so I don't really know what the materials that they have and that's what it's used for, so... I'm pretty sure... Oh, there's the portal. Okay, whew. I was kind of getting scared I was going to get stuck in the nether or something. That would have been cool. Experience. Beautiful experience. Still didn't get much nether, quartz, but... yeah, whatever. I have other stuff to do. Did it spawn babies? But did they jump into the... oh. Why did my portal end up coming out way over here? That is really weird. Interesting. Alright, so these leather pants are almost completely useless. I'm just gonna ditch them. Where is my... my house is... okay, my house is over that way, but I saw something on my minimap. Looks like a magical forest. It's kind of nice to have these nearby. And then it goes into a Canadian shield biome. It's kind of a small forest, wow. Lots of pigs. Ah, an Enderman. Where'd the Enderman go? The Enderman is on fire. Enderman? I would really like your pearl. Where'd you go? He's gone. That's lovely. I love it when they do that. Now there's more magical forest down there. I did see some squids though. Are they right here? Alright, so one last thing I need to gather before I can continue on doing anything else is that I need lots of clay. I need about 3 stacks of clay. So I'm going to fly around and I'm going to try to find some clay. And I will meet you guys back at my base in, well, a few seconds for you guys. That is also assuming that my recording isn't too long. How long is it? Oh, I think it's done. I think we're done the episode, guys. So, actually, I will meet you next episode where we will do some Tinker's Construct, I believe. So, did a little bit of stuff this episode, but not too much. It was mostly exploring and, you know, showing what I did off camera, but from now on, I probably won't be showing you any more of my mining expeditions, like what I've done, caught you up. But I just wanted to show you that I did go and mine, and I didn't just spawn in all of those items and, you know, say I went mining. I did actually go and do it. So now you know I actually go and mine like a good boy. Yeah, we got a nether portal open. That is a lot of lily pads. Got another portal open, which is really useful. And got my cow spawner so I can get infinite food. If I really need food, I can just hop off camera for a bit and sit there and farm some cows. And it's all good. So I'll see you next episode, guys, and we're gonna get together and we're gonna do some Tinker's Construct because I need some tools, and what I have now isn't going to cut it, and the tools that you get from other mods are kind of expensive at the moment. So Tinker's Construct is my best bet for a little while. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you like what I do, like my channel, like me, anything at all, hit that follow button, hit the subscribe button. It really does help, and I really appreciate it when people do it. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Ta-ta for now.